What is going on, everybody? I am Reese, and today we're going to be testing out this Ingenuity Precision trickler. So they have some instructions on the website that walk through exactly how to get this thing set up, but there's some gaps in that instruction that I'm going to try to stumble through, and maybe I'll come up with some stuff to help you guys out too that may be struggling with it as well. So first thing we got to do is get this stepper motor out of the old unit so that we can put it in this unit. I see some screws in behind this wheel, and then there's a set screw on this wheel. So I'm going to take this set screw out, take this wheel off, and then try to get to the screws that are behind this. I've got a 2mm Allen wrench that undoes that set screw. Back it out. Wheel slides right off. Now we've got screws in behind it. Let's take these screws out. And it slides right out. Alright, so we got our stepper motor. Next we're going to put the stepper motor onto this plate. So just be careful of the orientation of this plug for which way that we're wanting to put it on when we are actually feeding it onto the scale. So this is going to be facing towards me for a left hand feed, and this angle piece is on my side here. Now opposite this angle piece where the straw comes through once you put the little hopper up there, that's where we want to put the oddball screw. So we got 4 screws, and one of them is a countersink kind of screw, and we want that oddball one to go up in that corner. 2mm wrench again works for all of these screws, and we will go ahead and put it in. Alright, next the little spacer is going to slide over the top of this, and then the spring we're going to put with the hook side on the up side of the spring. So the little straight piece is going to go down, so it'll be flat because it's going to catch under that oddball countersink screw. Next we're going to put this on. So he says to figure eight this and then double it over, so it kind of makes one complete circle, and then slide it over this top arm and take this pulley. It's got a groove on the one side of it, so we are going to put that in this up position so that way it lines up with the pulley on the other side of this. And then we're going to slide this all over the motor shaft. Set screw I think is a little too far in. Goes over. Now I want to make sure before we push it all the way down, I got it lined up. Now we can take and slide a little belt on both sides of this pulley. Alright, so that's what we're looking at right now. So that pulley just kind of crosses over underneath there, and that gives it pretty good tension on it. There's a flat side to that shaft on the stepper motor, so we want to make sure that that set screw on this little drive is going to be set exactly onto that flat spot. So just try to position it there and then tighten it down. He says to use a 1/16 size Allen wrench for that one. Okay, just a little snug, and that's good, that's plenty. Okay, and then this spring, since we positioned it the right way, it'll hook on the arm with the little rubber nub, and the other spring will come back under our oddball, so that way if you need to move this out of the arm, you can just push on this little nub and it will kind of bend it out of the way and spring it back. So pretty handy, and that's all for getting this part of it set up. Now before I go putting this all together, he says to clean the inside of this pretty liberally with alcohol, and I don't know that I really do much of anything liberally, but let's see what we can clean up, and maybe there's some manufacturing oil on this since it's brand new. But that little wiper just slides off. There's a notch on the bottom. If you hold the little flywheel on the bottom, you can unscrew the top and the disc will come out of it. So and then this piece just slides in and out of the bottom, so that's how we're able to get to everything. So I'm just gonna take and clean this up with a little bit of alcohol and get back to it. Since I'm starting this test off with IMR 3031, I'm going to put the number 508 plate in this because that looked like the one that was the right one. And we just set it inside of it. One of the biggest questions that I have at the moment myself is, where do I drill the hole in this plexiglass? I think I'm going to drill a hole somewhere in here and try to see what I can do out in this area and come back with a hole. So a 1/2 inch hole here is what I drilled, and it's not big enough. So you can see once the straw's in it, if I'm trying to take this back to level, as it will be sitting on there, it tips that cup out of it. So we will be making this hole bigger and play with it till I get it right. So what I ended up doing was I drilled a second 1/2 inch hole right next to it, and then I just kind of pushed into the drill bit to make those two holes go together. So I have a total hole length here, outside to outside, of about 7/8 of an inch, and that from the inside of this particular kind of top is about 600 thousandths. So that actually looks pretty good. So we'll go ahead and put this back on, and I'll show you what it looks like up top. So this is what it looks like up close. So I have the straw kind of extended. You can see that extension about right there, that it is about the same height as the funnel coming out of the thrower. So, and then going up top, looking over the top of it, you can see where it comes down into the cup on the bottom. So quite a ways out from the piece, but it's all right. I got the room to do it. So we are going to give this a shot. Now it's time to test this one.